I tried something, it didn't work.
We were trying to do the whole going down the steps thing.
My knees started hurting.
Alright.
I'm actually going to leave that.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, and...
Kaboom.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
This is Dominic.
Coming to you with another episode of...
The AIB Show.
Done said that. I was going to say interesting stuff, but okay. Wow, this guy's like listening to their own show. Or listening to me, forget the show. Just got, we'll delve into some interesting / random topics over here, too. I was just showing Dominic that there is apparently... this was actually brought to me by one of my boys, Chris, this morning. Sent me a text on this. There's a company called...
What up, Chris?
Piestro, the autonomous pizzeria. So in essence, this is a pizza vending machine that makes your pizza in 3 minutes with no people, no nothing. And they're trying to get a bunch of market share. And apparently the pizza market is $54 billion. Who would know? Well, by 2023. Still, I didn't realize we bought that much pizza in this country. But there's a whole thing going in there, so I thought that was interesting. What you got, Dominic? Okay, not ready.
No, I am. House Majority Whip.
Oh, God.
Whip. When I say cool whip. People out there, just go Google.
You spit all over the thing.
Just go Google or YouTube cool whip.
Cool whip. That's all you
Family Guy. Just cool whip Family Guy.
I didn't think you Family Guy. I think Cool Whip is doing better than Family Guy. I mean, better than the actual product does.
Oh my God, it's such a good little
skit.
Yes. House Majority Whip James Clyburn, Democrat, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. He's the one who essentially made Biden president.
Okay.
If you recall, that's when Biden turned around his campaign. When South Carolina was from, he declared Biden as the one. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Keep on.
You sure?
Yeah,
Right. So essentially, because of no joke, Biden became president.
Okay.
He won the Democratic nominee because of Clyburn. Anyway, qualified immunity, because he was asked about this. We've discussed this on a previous episode. Qualified immunity is a legal principle that grants government officials performing discretionary functions immunity from civil suits.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, like what happened to me, episode... Yeah,
I'm listening to you.
What are you doing, man?
Just you.
Episode... Oh my God, he's doing the cool. Episode 5, the whole skit?
Yeah. Oh, damn, it's way longer than I thought it would be.
It's a long skit.
Yeah.
We'll put it up on the Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. Now you got me putting preposition the before the things.
Sure. Let me have some of that Cool Whip. What'd you say? You can't have a pie without Cool Whip. Cool Whip? Cool Whip, yeah. You mean Cool Whip? Yeah, Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H? What are you talking about? Just say it. Cool Whip. You put Cool Whip on pie. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip. Say whip. Whip. Now say Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. You're eating hair.
Cool whip. So essentially, when I got beat up by the police, episode 5, check it out. I couldn't sue the officers personally, sue the police department because of qualified immunity. Mm-hmm. It's a legal doctrine which prevents. It's actually an extra shield of buffer for police officers, right? Knowing that they can't get sued civilly for their indiscretions, which is BS. So, police reform bills are trying to end that. Clyburn came out and said he's in favor of compromising and not including removal of qualified immunity in a bill in order to proceed. He literally said, if you don't get qualified immunity now, then we'll come back and try to get it later. But I don't want to see us throw out a good bill because we can't get a perfect bill. It's not a good bill if you don't remove these protections. It's not a good bill.
Well, and going down that path too, there's the whole thing too. You've heard about the whole wandering cop situation, right?
No.
Okay, so in essence, the idea is that if a policeman or a police person, I don't know what the apolitical
officer, police person.
Why do you have water in your face? Can't you drink water?
Just splashed up.
God, it's like all over your face. What is wrong with you? Anyway, if an officer of the law were to be put on probation or quote unquote lose your position based on something they did, they could quite easily just move to another division within the police department and continue along. It's called wandering police. It's a situation where you don't actually get fired, you can just kind of get re-tasked, if you will.
Oh, and also, even more so, I never heard that term, but it makes sense. Even when you get fired, look how often you get hired at other police
That's
stations.
the thing, yeah, because they don't do, correct. You can still be a policeman in a bunch of different places.
Yeah.
An officer, sorry, in a bunch of different places. Or you can just get another position.
And people say, well, it's akin. If you have a job in finance, you get fired, you can pick up another finance job. But
yeah, if I got
no.
finance for fraud,
Yeah,
you
but-
cannot
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
If I got, if I work in finance and I got caught for fraud or any nefarious dealings, I will not be hireable.
Yeah.
But continue, sorry.
No, that's it.
So that was there, and I don't know why I keep off my throat. But on a random note, I got an email yesterday from University of Miami regarding becoming a mentor. I don't know if I'm mentor material. I literally debated signing up for this, but I don't know what I would mentor somebody on. Like, I don't think I've done anything that warrants mentorship. And I don't know if you would feel that you are mentor material.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
You don't feel that you're mentor material?
Yeah.
You got kids. Technically, you are a mentor. You realize this, right?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah,
man?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
If you're a parent,
No, the fatherhood process. The good. not being a
I'm
father.
sorry,
is good.
I'm a loss of words. I don't know where you're going here. Yeah.
Being the best father possible to my children. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's all right, fine.
Yeah.
But you realize you were a mentor to them, right? You're
Yes.
aware of how that works.
Yes.
Okay, independent of whether you want to be.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, just saying. I just got that and I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this.
But my children are college age. So
Yeah, well, valid. I mean, you can still give them advice on how to go forth and be good citizens and get what they want out of life and so on and so forth. Right? I just don't think I can do that.
I think you should do it. You should be the guinea pig.
The F would I offer anybody?
I don't know. You'll find out.
Yeah. Find out quickly I got nothing to offer, and then that would be a really sad situation for me. But so yeah, that was just an aside. But I want to get into entertainment stuff real quick. So yesterday, so whenever you guys listen to this, by the way, it came out. So this was on May 10th, just for those of you who know. There was a big pushback against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, the HFPA, who is the association behind the Golden Globes. And it stemmed, and I talked about this many an episode ago, and in essence what happens is they have no actual diversity within their ranks. They have been a group that's been said to have been, in essence, paid off to do or give promising, reviews and nominations to projects that don't deserve it. And I feel bad in this past year specifically. There's a show called Emily in Paris. Now I feel bad for whoever worked at Emily in Paris because everybody compared to the other shows that should have got nominations and didn't, and nobody knew why Emily in Paris got nominations. But that's because they flew them all and they bought them all the stuff. It's all the judges and so on, or all the members, I would say. And but I feel bad for people who worked on that show because they're just using their show as like, this is the garbage show that should never have gotten an award. So I feel bad for those guys. So anyway, this group is there. This group has zero diversity. This group says that it's working on creating a diverse environment and so on and so forth. Anyway, I don't know who triggered this, but now everybody and the grandmother jumped on the bandwagon, meaning NBC was the station that hosted or aired the Golden Globes. They backed out, so they're not going to air the Golden Globes next year. Amazon said it's not going to do anything with the Golden Globes. Netflix came out and said the same thing. I think even HBO came out, or Turner came out and said the same thing, or Warner Brothers, sorry, and all their umbrellas. Tom Cruise returned 3 of his Golden Globes. Like, everybody is jumping in on this, saying that we're not about this Golden Globes lack of diversity aspect. Now, this puts me in a conundrum because I want to come out and say conveniently woke, but I don't know if this conveniently woke versus people finally realizing, like, I don't know how to phrase this one, right? Mm-hmm. And but this speaks on the positive side. This speaks to what I've been saying for a long time, whereby if you want to affect change, you have to take things. Sadly, you got to take what matters away from the people perpetrating the ill deeds. And in this scenario, that is the HFPA, and they go, look, we're not going to support you anymore. So get your shit together. And so now it's on them to get their shit together, which is, if they weren't motivated before, they're damn sure motivated now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I have no place to air all the major studios and do everything, you can't have a Golden Globes and have no shows from HBO and Netflix. Like, what is the Golden Globes then? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things, and then you have no CBS, you have no NBC, you have none of these people out there. So now all of a sudden, guess what? I guarantee there's going to be quite a few black people on the ranks and minorities in the ranks in no time flat, which, by the way, would have taken a long time. So this is how you legitimately can affect change in any scenario. But it irks me that people are. That's what this Georgia thing is a very annoying thing to me, because many productions have stayed and said, "We'll use this platform to speak the truth." BS. Nothing's gonna come from that, guy. Sorry. And you knew that already too, but you got to do you for whatever your end all goal is. But yeah, if you think you staying there and still paying taxes and still producing projects in Georgia is gonna help the cause in the future, sorry, it's not. That was my soapbox rant. And I know Tom Cruise had 3 Golden Globes. That was the other part that caught me off guard. I don't even know what they're for, but I assume one of them is Vanilla Sky, but I don't know.
I never saw that.
You never saw Vanilla Sky?
No.
It was a pretty good
Cameron
film.
Diaz?
Yeah.
No.
It's a pretty good film. It was definitely something that was. It was Tom Cruise not being he wasn't the constant cocky Tom Cruise throughout the whole thing. You know, he was even
which is very rare.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was even disfigured for a moment in the feature film. So yeah, it's worth checking out. I mean, it's not amazing, but worth checking out. But yeah, I had no idea that any of this stuff was going on, and then I saw that and it caught me off guard. So I was like, wow. And in Hollywood, they are very big. They even did a Hollywood Reporter did a study. Here's what the study found, by the way. "Quote unquote, audiences prefer Hollywood movies with diverse casts," study finds. Like, are you serious? You needed a study to tell you this? And knowing that, but it's also Hollywood patting Hollywood on the back, which is what that bothers me.
Yeah.
Hey, we put a couple minorities in this situation. Here, pat us on the back. Hey, we started all these BIPOC situations. Pat us on the back.
Speaking of, we had a IGTV recording. I'm trying to think of the right word. Every Friday. By the way, we've never announced it. Every Friday, depending on the time, usually sometime between noon and 2 o'clock. We try to make it noon.
Yeah.
We do a quick thing we call Friday Freestyle, where we each select a topic or two and chat for about 60 seconds.
If by 60 seconds you mean 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
Obviously, we are a talking bunch.
So if you're on Instagram every Friday, check that out.
On the AIB show. Or you can watch it later on.
At the AAB show. Then we put it. No, it's not a real guy. It's not.
Is that real? That's not a racist too?
No, it's not a real.
You sure?
I'm positive.
What's it
it's
called
not
then?
real. It's just a video.
No, but when it's done, how would somebody access that?
It's in our feed.
Yeah, but then the feed will only have like the 60 seconds, and you got to click on it to watch the whole
that
stuff.
would be a story. It would only have 60 seconds. And that would have 15 seconds.
Technology. The youths.
Yes, it's exactly, you touch it and it works.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I had no idea.
So anyway, check this out on our feed, and then there's a tab also specifically for IGTV.
Okay.
We have it there as well, but it's easier just in the general feed. It's there every Friday. We've done 4 of them so far. Check it out.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
What the hell was I going to miss?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know. By the way, you heard that Chipotle is raising their minimum wage to $15?
How about they bring back the freaking quesadilla? Let's talk about that, people.
They took away the quesadilla?
No, yeah, you can only order. Okay, I found a petition yesterday which I signed. I was number 60.
I'm about to ask you your favorite fast food.
I was number 67 on the petition. The petition's been around for 2 months. Not getting much traction. Right? So here on.
Certainly that. Where can people find the petition, Dominic? People also want the quesadilla back.
You used to be able to just show up at a Chipotle and be like, I didn't realize it wasn't on the menu.
The quesadilla is like a secret menu, like a In-N-Out situation?
But everybody got it. They just make it for you.
I'm not gonna lie to you, never had a quesadilla at Chipotle. Didn't even know they had quesadillas.
It's really because their cheese is good. And the way it's like gooey, it's really good. So all of a sudden they stop. You have to order it online.
Okay.
It used to be like $4 and something.
Okay.
Now it's like close to $8 because you have to order it through the app.
Okay.
And then you get 3 sides. I don't freaking want 3 sides. I want my quesadilla. And now they fold it up differently where it's like doubled up and it's just weird. And then if you don't time it right, it's not warm and it's just weird.
Hold on, so there's still a version of the quesadilla.
There's a version of the quesadilla.
But it's not a quesadilla.
It's probably 60% more expensive.
Okay.
And you can't just be like driving like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop in and get a quesadilla. No, you have to order through the app. You use the app says, wait 15 minutes to the nearest window
Is
to
the
pick it up.
staff unaware of how to make a quesadilla on the fly? Like they need prep time?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure out why Chipotle did this. I don't know if it's.
You haven't asked
I've
them.
Googled,
Hey,
but
but literally
I
ask
don't know if
somebody.
like Chipotle propaganda.
No, I'm saying I'm amazed that you haven't even asked somebody when you're there going, hold up. You can't make me a quesadilla right now?
No, they say no. The first time it happened, it was about 2 weeks after this change happened, and I said, listen, I'm here all the time.
Well, I'm sure they've seen you. They're like, look at me.
Yeah. So they made one, but it's a different vibe. Anyway, we're on our rant here.
No, I didn't know that was your thing. Hold up, is that your favorite fast food?
Yes, no doubt.
Chipotle?
100%.
Really?
Yeah. It's less, now that I don't eat meat, I don't go as much. And now that they friggin' took away the quesadilla, in the regular vibes, even less, but yeah, it's my kid's favorite too.
Well, I'm assuming you're not taking them anywhere else. They have no choice. Have your kids even had McDonald's?
Nope.
Burger King?
Nope.
Wendy's?
Yes.
Hold up, why Wendy's and not the other two?
No memories.
The Checkers?
No. Chick-fil-A?
They have a Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I tell them all the time, if you're gonna eat crap, eat good tasting crap.
Hold up.
McDonald's is not good tasting crap.
I mean, some of the things on the menu are good tasting.
No, McDonald's is
Have
not.
you had a McGriddle?
It's
really good. Are you serious?
Is that a breakfast something?
Yeah!
Alright.
It's like pancakes with egg in the middle and bacon. It's like a whole, it's great.
Chick-fil-A is good tasting crap.
I mean, Chick-fil-A is good, but okay, so I like their breakfast biscuits, but they're very dry. I mean, it's biscuit and then fried chicken. Like there's no moisture, and I think they need to figure that out because there's no sauce, no nothing, and you just feel like I'm just cringing up, like I'm just losing all the moisture in my face when I take a bite. It does taste good though.
So your favorite fast food is what?
I don't know actually. That's what I was trying to think about. I don't have an answer. I do love a good Taco Bell. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, Taco Bell's great.
Dude,
I just had this talk at work, so we were all talking about. This one guy said, he doesn't eat it as much because he only liked to do it when he was drunk, and he doesn't drink as much. Well, like other people are saying, Taco Bell is great anytime.
It is pretty good. There's one down the way. The only problem, so the reason I haven't gone to Taco Bell recently, because they got rid of the Mexican pizza. Much like your quesadilla situation.
You actually talked about it on the show.
Yeah, and it really pissed me off. And I haven't gone back since. I'm not going to lie to you.
Sign a petition.
Yeah, there's got to be one out there.
Speaking of which,
I guarantee it's got more than 60-some people, though. There is one out there.
I don't get though. I just want to see. I must have found the wrong petition. This dude not marketing properly, or this lady, whoever's doing it. You ever heard of Taco Bell Cantina?
Yeah, no, that's what, bro. That's the ish. In New
never
York.
been. It's in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, but there's no Mexican pizza. There's no point in going.
So Cantina is the exact menu,
Yeah.
except you can drink.
Yeah.
And it's in a much nicer looking.
It is.
The ambiance is
Bro,
there, the
so in
environment.
New York, I used to go to there's one. They opened one right behind my office building on the back end of the block. You can't do that and expect me to not go to Taco Bell. And 2 doors down, Chipotle. So I would stagger between the two, right? And you get the Taco Bell, you go in the Cantina, and you order it, and then they've got a little like a big monitor that has your name and when your order is coming up, etc. And then you can see them preparing it, so you assume it's a little cleaner, etc. And then you have these wooden tables, and they have outlets, so people sit there on their phone and their computer working in a Chipotle cantina, Taco Bell cantina. I think that's a bit much, by the way. It's not Starbucks. Do not work in a Taco Bell cantina. I judge you wholeheartedly for doing that. But
wow.
Yes, I'm putting that out there. If you were somebody who's spending their whole day working in a Taco Bell cantina, one, you're gonna smell kind of funky when you get out of that joint. It's just inevitable because it's a closed space. But with that being said, you should definitely check it out.
Wow.
But you haven't been?
Elitist guy over here.
I'm the dude eating it. I'm just not the dude hanging out.
No, there's one for Lauderdale, Shalinko.
Yeah, I mean, this guy wants me to try 45 minutes.
Also-
And the reality is, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's between the two houses, not disclosing where I live. I'm surprised Chipotle isn't one of your favorite because of the rice aspect.
So
because we used to live on Chicken Kitchen in Miami.
Here is the reality. Chipotle, for a long period of time.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going? It had the effect of causing
Oh,
a rumbling of the belly that I wasn't ready for in the work environment. So a situation where I was like, something is missing, and I kind of traced it down to maybe the black beans.
oh yeah.
They're doing some
Same
things
rocket
production.
science.
I was carrying the
You
one.
can get the rice, the cilantro rice, throw in all the fixings.
It's
get
so
the
good.
meats, It's so good.
Yeah, hold on,
But the cheap.
but you're a bowl person, right? See, I'm a burrito person.
I'm not a burrito person.
Yeah, because the bowl just doesn't make sense.
We grew up on Chicken Kitchen.
Yeah.
We grew up college years and post college.
People may not know that.
Yeah, so it was basically yellow rice, with chopped chicken, and you put a
very salty chopped chicken, by the way.
a curry sauce on it, curry mustard.
More salt in there too.
Right? And this was a college staple at UM. And post UM, we lived on it. I lived on it so much that it actually weirded my wife out when I got all the girls there, my to-be wife, then girlfriend. I got all the girls their Christmas gifts from like Bath and Body Works, like essential body oils.
So imagine dude walking into a fast food joint and handing out Bath and Body Works gifts to the young ladies behind the counter.
Yeah, because I literally went there every single day. It's not an exaggeration. Every single day I went there. So
obsessed much.
Yes.
And now you're doing it with Chipotle.
No, I would go there a few days a week. I was going to Chipotle.
Because I can't say that the many times I've been to your house, I've had Chipotle a couple times by default. Because like, oh, we're gonna get lunch, and I don't know why I asked where from a couple times, and I was like, oh, Chipotle.
I once had it 30 times in 33 days to win this like.
Chipotle or
Chipotle. No, chicken kitchen was every day.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And then on Thursdays I'd have it for breakfast.
Why?
Because I had to wake up early on Thursdays.
But I mean, you could have eggs with another person. I mean, what does that even mean? You coffee, nothing.
No,
Chipotle.
I buy a double. I buy 2 dinners and then have the second dinner for breakfast.
Wow, dude. Yeah, you are a strange cat.
30 times in 33 days at Chipotle to win this catering thing.
Okay.
For the house just for
So with that said, I would get Chipotle if it was here pretty frequently in my neighborhood. There's a lime fresh instead, which I don't love.
No.
It's
no
very
sense.
mediocre.
Lime is,
It's there.
I would not live anywhere there's not a Chipotle nearby.
This guy lives in prime suburbia. By default, there's Chipotle nearby. I mean,
no, but
just
if I moved to another city,
you would eventually live in suburbia in another city, which would also have a Chipotle. Like that's you're the target market for Chipotle.
Yeah, true.
Right? Suburbia is where Chipotles thrive.
True. Speaking of Chipotle, I need to stop saying speaking of because
know,
they don't link, and I'm always saying speaking of.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Chipotle doesn't thrive. Prisons.
Wow. Yeah.
California, evidently, in the last what?
I mean, that is the worst transition ever.
Yeah.
Now, just say I'm transitioning to another topic now.
In the last 40 years, it's a little misleading stat. In the last 40 years, California built 22 prisons and 1 college. However, California itself didn't build all those prisons. Many of them are federal prisons, right? So California is building less, but still, California built more prisons than colleges. But overall, there were 22 prisons built in California, whether federal or state. That's just a disgusting kind of synopsis of what the essence of America is. It's locking people up and not educating people.
And not giving Chipotle.
Yeah.
No, that's I didn't realize that stat. That's pretty significant.
You know, we talked about on the IGTV. I don't think that's where I was going about the phone call situation. I'll go on my little rant for 60 seconds. In prisons, the usurious costs, both for inmates and their loved ones and friends, to communicate with one another. It's crazy what these private companies are charging. You know, I had a friend saying, yeah, well, the money is used to fund the food in the prison. No, it's not. It's private companies using it for their benefit. And it's ruining the fabric of the familial relationship, even so between parents and their children. Can you imagine a mom or a dad not being able to talk to their child, and that child is growing up, you know, lacking that critical verbal communication? It ruins the bond. Then these kids are growing up without these relationships. The prisoners themselves are coming out, you know, depressed. Health issues, not having these things, and it's crazy. It leads to more crime. You know, we're so hypocritical about wanting to stop crime. No, we don't want to stop crime. We don't, because we could lessen crime. I'm done.
I'm not laughing at the situation, by the way. Dominic brought this up on the IG situation, and I agree in the sense that it is. I mean, it's crazy that you make no money and yet you have to pay for all these things, and you're making collect calls. And I've never made a collect call. I think I've had to do it once, and even then, I was like, "Whoa, that's expensive." Yeah. Like, so the burden on the person receiving the call is also another problem, right? Because
absolutely.
Right. So my point, you're just doubling down on, hey, you have no money, but pay more for this.
And people say if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. it's way too simplified for that, because again, the goal should be to rehabilitate people and make them productive members of society. Not even counting the fact that many people locked up, A, are innocent, and B, regarding common sense, shouldn't be locked up to the extent they are. But let's bypass that and just say we want people to come out and be productive members of society. So A, they're not burdens on society, and B, limiting the chance of recidivism, whereby I finally got it. I usually stumble.
Yes.
Whereby they aren't committing crime again. We don't want obstacles that lead to higher probability of recidivism. Kaboom.
Alright. On a lighter note, former Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine, or Levine, quote unquote, unleashed uncontrolled marijuana smoking that has created a street party instead of people in venues in Miami Beach. Because he's trying to shut, in essence, he wants Miami Beach to turn back the clock and end the party at 2 a.m., which any of you have been in Miami, it doesn't exist. There hasn't been a 2 a.m. curfew in Miami in my life.
Oh, he wants to make it too.
Yeah, he wants to go back. Mind you, he's former mayor. This guy was old
He
school.
made Dinesh Dodlani Day. You look at me like a bewilderment, staring at me like a deer in headlights.
Yes. What? What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
I believe. Keep talking.
I mean, that was so inside baseball there, and I don't, wow, I didn't know any of that. But either way, I can't even read this because it's even Miami Herald, and I'm not. There's a paywall. I'm not clicking.
Subscribe, bro.
No, I'm not paying. For
Charge it to the show.
Yeah, the big account that we had. Oh, on a side note, your boy, this popped up all over everything yesterday. So apparently, what's his face? Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are
Oh
back
yeah,
together.
Bennifer.
They're back
They're
together.
in Montana or something.
All right, hold up now. So, how many dudes has she just been through like all? But she's untarnished. She's
Yeah, but
she's
really,
Teflon.
tell it. Okay, go on.
No, I'm just saying. I'm always like, it's like, I'm giving her props by the way, because there are many dudes who are quote unquote womanizers or people who just don't get married or whatever, and they have these in the entertainment space, that is, and they get props for it and whatever. She is the one who's literally untarnished.
But
in
she's
all
not like
relationships.
what's the opposite of womanizer? A manizer? She's not really a man. It's been like 5 dudes in 30 years
Has it?
that we know of. But let's say it's them. I mean, 5.
No, I guess all right.
You don't
Then I
think
take it
about
back. I picture her as doing what every man has done forever and still holding down and still being sought after in that situation.
Okay,
as
well, yeah, let's flip it. If it was that, yeah,
No,
that's a
yeah.
whole other.
Yes. No, but I'm saying, I'm like, hey, props to you, lady. And no, he's still holding it down, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the thing, and it popped up all over my and I don't know why it popped over my stuff yesterday.
It's Bennifer.
Yeah, but that was I didn't care about it when it was a thing. And also, when that happened, he made the worst movies ever. Which was the one he did with her, too. And I forget the name of the film, because it was that bad.
Geely.
Oh my god, you see it?
No.
You sure?
How did I know that?
I don't know why. That's why, hence my did you see it situation. But apparently not.
Oh, here's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Stigma of marijuana. And I was having this debate with, discussion, wife, brother-in-law. Drugs. Like my kids know weed as being a drug. Not from us. I don't know.
Oh, one more time?
Weed.
Yes.
Marijuana as
Uh-huh.
being a drug.
I don't know, I like to say it in both words.
Does the word drug come off? We were going back and forth as being a stigma, and my thought was less and less it will, because not all drugs are bad.
Give me a good drug. Marijuana is what you're going to call it.
Prescription drugs, if not abused, you
Okay, but that's like habit. Okay, continue. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's technically Advil, over the counter. It's an over the counter drug.
But do they call it drugs though?
Yeah.
It is?
But think about it, prescription drugs. The pharmacies back in the day used to say drug. You look
Drugstore.
drugstore.
Yeah.
Right, they're
yeah.
drugs.
No, I'm with you.
A drug is something that changes the physiological. I believe it changes the physiological. Blah 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 or something.
Wow. Medical
Doctor
doctor.
No.
This guy spent a lot of time in med school, didn't we?
So, like alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol is a drug.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I was like,
And
that has a negative
to me,
connotation
that's
to it as
a
well.
worse drug
Yes.
than marijuana. So I'm wondering over time, at what point do kids, like, okay, our kids, people's kids in general, see them drinking, parents drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact most kids see their kids drinking, and most kids don't see their parents.
I heard you. It's all
Most kids see their parents drinking, but most kids don't see their parents, say, smoking weed if they do.
correct.
Of course, a lot, their families.
It's changing
do
over
that. It's
time,
changing.
but yeah.
But overwhelming majority would know their kids drinking. They see ads on TV, they go to a sporting event,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. I wonder when that changes, because in my opinion, clearly alcohol is the worst of the two drugs.
Okay.
So as the stigma changes, as future guest Mark gets on the show to
Mhm.
discuss
Weed.
that weed, discuss that stigma change, and I'm just curious to know how that changes. I'm curious to know for the audience out there how they view this. If they have the same belief that alcohol is worse, if not, why? And if they have kids, how they talk to their kids, or when do they plan to talk to their kids about weed and the interaction? For example, are you still hiding your weed?
I was going to say, I think many parents are.
Right,
Like,
even if you think alcohol is worse.
Correct. I'm a non-smoker, but I believe that, and I don't have kids either. But I would venture to guess that the majority of parents are, if they do smoke, are smoking in secret.
Right. And maybe,
I'm not
and I think
going to ask you to tell us what you guys do. If at all. I don't know how they do or not do. It's not my business, but I'm just saying.
So, I'm going to espouse that people do that because,
Do it in secret.
yeah, A, there's still a stigma. B, perhaps at the age there's a confusion between cigarettes, which are,
Mm-hmm.
different, and weed, and then also for fear. This is the fear I would have with my kids is smoking too young. I wouldn't care if they're smoking when they're older, like college age after that, but smoking too young, I definitely don't want that.
All right. Well, talking about age, are you pro or anti drinking age of 21?
Am I pro the law or am I cool with my kids drinking before? Two different questions.
Let's start with the law primarily. Let's start the law.
Yes, I'm cool with it.
Okay. And then with your kids drinking early.
I'm cool with that.
So then what's the purpose of the law?
I'd rather more restrictions on the age at which people can drink, and this usually goes against what I believe. But if that age was younger, my fear that with alcohol and how readily accessible it is, that there could be, and this could be ignorant of me, there could be an overwhelming
Consumption?
amount of consumption and widespread and traffic incidents and deaths and DUIs and things of that nature.
Okay,
But quite frankly,
we
maybe
grew
it
up in
doesn't.
Jamaica.
I was gonna say before we get there, maybe it doesn't stop them because laws like many laws, restrictive laws, don't prevent people from committing crimes.
Correct.
So maybe this doesn't stop them, but maybe it does. I mean, it's got to be harder to even get fake IDs now. I remember it was much easier back in the day. Print them at home and stuff. It's got to be much harder.
This guy's big idea was the best. High identity security.
High identity security card.
The card didn't even fit in a wallet. It was like
They just made it more legit.
it was like your COVID card. It was that size. Whoever designed it, Dominic, he decided that hey, it shouldn't fit in your wallet because that would just make sense. But either way, the thing was massive. It was ridiculous. But no, hold up. So you're saying that, and we'll end on this note. But you're saying that okay, because we grew up in Jamaica where there were technically, I think it's changed now. It's become a little different, but. Ain't nobody cared.
Drinking age was pretty much when you could see above the bar.
Correct. You didn't know. I couldn't see above the bar until recently.
I mean, you have to stand up so you still can.
But yeah. So case in point. And
but it was odd though because our parents knew we were drinking too.
No, hold it. I wasn't drinking. That's my point. I didn't drink.
Oh yeah, you and Jeep didn't.
I didn't drink forever.
You didn't drink till college?
I didn't drink. No, I drank in college.
Really?
That's when I started drinking.
So like the early Ville days,
Did not
like
drink.
15, 16.
Did not drink.
Huh? Did not know that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No.
Not sarcasm. Not sarcasm.
No. I was just broke. That's all it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was no moral uprising or whatever. No, I had disposable income. I'd have spent it on the liquor. I just didn't have it. That's all. So I was like, all right, this way is the most economical route where I can still go out and not, do and play the game. And then making a thing where it's like, oh, Mitt doesn't drink, and I was like, now I gotta be that guy. So I had to just double down on it. So
I'm actually okay with. Like if my kids wanted to have a drink at home. Like there's a lot of things like environments I can control. I'd be much more comfortable with.
But that's my point.
Because it's not just them; it's the environment around them and what I can't control, what they can't control. Even they're in a situation where other people are, drunk, doing things in high school, stupid things where, unfortunately, they can't control it and bad things can happen.
All right.
those are feelings. I'm just curious, how things change over time because, we also have the stigma of, we've read it here before, the FBI used to think of the Negroes and their marijuana smoking and their devil this and that,
It's still now. I don't know why you have to go all the way back to
J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, it's still going on now.
And a lot of the stuff in prison, a lot of things people are locked up are for personal use and consumption, and we'll get it. We could get into the bullshit that the opioid crisis is now a crisis, and it's not because, who does it affect?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
individuals, and it should be. It should be a crisis, but it's not an oppressive situation like marijuana is, sticky icky, and all these people locked up for non-violent crimes.
But the other difference with the opioid crisis that's currently going on is, if you've noticed, they've latched on to a quote-unquote villain, right? That the family, I'm forgetting their name, good lord. Who's the family? The big, crap. They have their name on museums all over New York too, and their name is drawn back right now. There were all, either way, they found this, there is a family who is now the face of all things negative in regards to the opioid situation. So it's easy for people to point the finger. And when you can point the finger, people like to do so, and then it makes life a lot easier. And that's the reality versus the other stuff. It's country X or Y or drug dealer X or Y, but you don't have a direct finger to put. That's why drug dealers will go to jail, because you can point the finger at somebody. People want to be able to, that's the reason. And it's never that, but you want to have this to make people feel good about themselves. And in this situation,
I've never heard
the family.
The Sackler?
How have you not heard about the Sackler family?
Never heard.
Do you not listen to any? What kind of news broadcast are you listening to? Go ahead. What kind of news broadcast are you listening to? Not NPR, not CNN.
No, I have an NPR program.
And you've never heard about the Sackler
No,
family?
NPR's program in my car.
Do yourself a favor.
I just have to. Actually,
Even
I haven't paid
Mulan.
my Sirius bill in like a year.
You have Sirius still?
I haven't paid it.
Yeah, but you still have Sirius? That's a thing?
I mean, XM and Sirius.
But you have a mobile phone with podcasts and music coming all the time. Why would you even need Sirius or XM? I mean, I'm confused by the fact that business model still thrives. Why would one need
So
Sirius?
how do you get NPR live?
No, who needs live?
You just said you don't listen to NPR.
I just
Podcasts. You know I listen to all the NPR podcasts.
apparently not. You said over the Sackler family, which has been brought up multiple times. But neither here nor there. Why are you being mysterious in 2021?
Music.
You have Spotify
No,
or whatever on your phone.
it's curated.
I guarantee there is a podcast network, not podcast, a music network on Spotify, whatever you can listen to for the whole time and not have to pay for Sirius.
No.
By the way, seriously, if you want to have us on your show, we'll gladly take it. I'm just saying. I just don't see the value play in there. Again, I'm not even in the car that often. Are you in the car that often anymore?
Oh, a lot.
Okay. Then
Work.
All right. Well,
You know what pod stands for in podcast?
I do not.
I believe it's performance on demand.
You can't see it, believe it. You know what it is?
I believe it's performance on demand.
That's what she said.
I was gonna say, that was my nickname.
Is that what that's for?
I think so. We should
Again,
know this.
you know, if you're gonna bring it up, you should definitely do some research ahead of time.
It's something on demand. Something on demand.
Well,
I'm assuming it's performance.
Oh my lord. Perspective. What is it? What other P word is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be performance.
So we still don't know.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger? Let us know if you know.
Yeah. Be well. Be better.
Catch you guys next
Justice
time.
over order. Spread the word.
Follow.
Again, Instagram every Friday. Go check out the old ones at the A&B show. Look them up. They're there. They're quick. They're 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Friday freestyle.
You can see Dominic's big head and apparently my big
Yeah,
head.
like bad lighting. I don't know. My camera angle is weird.
I don't know. It is weird.
All right, people.
Talk soon.
Cool.
That was good. I actually like that one quite a bit. Let me hit the saving button. Okay.